Chapter 1. After yet another scolding from his boss, Papaia looks at himself in the mirror and decides enough is enough. Time for a change. He puts his scientific career on hold, shuts down the computer, deletes the email marked urgent that says, "Try again, better luck next time." He scrolls through his smartphone and finds an online course, "Become a millionaire in 30 days or your money back, maybe." Affordable price, outrageous promises. Papaia signs up, convinced that the breakthrough is just around the corner. The first video features a man in a blue blazer, smiling like a life insurance commercial. Want to change your life? Follow me, and success will be yours. Papaia smiles, but something inside him whispers, this is probably another scam. And yet, he signs up. Chapter 2. Envelope with arrow, email number 2, subject, urgent, action required. Dear future millionaire. To unlock your exclusive content, register now on our website. Only a chosen few will receive the ultimate method trademark. Papaia lights up. This is it, he whispers. The turning point. He opens his laptop. Fingers ready. Banani stops him. Hold on. That's a scam. No way, look how well written it is, replies Papaia. Exactly, says Ravioli. If it's well written, it's definitely a scam. The real ones have at least 3 typos in the greeting. Papaia hesitates. Igor, without looking up. It's always touching to watch a man crawl into a fridge, thinking there's a beach on the other side. Papaia clicks anyway. Chapter 3. Papaia pays €100. He gains access to the course. The first videos drag on. A guy walks along a beach. Talks about mindset, energy, vision. Then a woman in a blazer says you have to believe in yourself. Then another guy, with a voice like a movie trailer narrator, shouts that change starts now. After half an hour, here comes the final video. Movie camera, if you've made it this far, you're ready for the next level. An in-person intensive course, this weekend. Just €1,000. Extremely limited spots. Silence. Papaia sits still, frozen. Banani sighs. There it is. The real course only starts after you pay 10 times more. Ravioli nods. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. First they give you salad, then you find out the pizza costs extra. Papaia scratches his head. I'll think about it. Igor looks at him. Perfect. You paid €100 to be told you're ready to pay 1,000. Chapter 4. Hot beverage the next morning. Coffee break. Broken vending machine, long line, sluggish mood. Papaia walks in with a grin far too big for that hour. Guys, I've got a surprise. Banani turns slowly, already worried. What kind of surprise? I signed all of you up for the intensive course. Silence. Only the sound of the vending machine spitting out an empty cup. Ravioli sighs. You spent €1,000, per person. Papaia nods. It's an investment. Success is better when shared. Banani shakes his head. But we don't want to be millionaires. I just wanted coffee. Papaia gets serious. When I quit this job, you'll have to start working for real. I won't be able to cover for you anymore. No more forged signatures. No more reports copied from Wikipedia. The three stare at each other. Silent panic. Ravioli gulps. Fine. We'll come. Igor opens his notebook, without a word. Then, calmly. Motivational course, Chapter 1, Emotional Blackmail. And he writes. Chapter 5. Automobile Friday afternoon. After work, they pile into the car. Backpacks full, moods empty. Papaia drives, proud. The others sit in silence, resigned. Eventually, Banani breaks the silence. Sorry, but where exactly is this course taking place? Papaia smiles. Lasco di Sato. Banani turns slowly. Lasco di what? Di Sato. Ravioli's eyes widen. That's not a real place. I've never heard of it. Igor nods. That's normal. The best shady deals happen off the map. Papaia turns on the GPS. He types. Location not found. He tries writing it all as one word. System error. Perfect, says Ravioli. Just perfect. And then the lecture begins. Did you even look at it? The course. Did you check it out before paying? Did you check where it was? Who's running it? Did you read anything? Papaia smiles, as if everything is already under control. They sent me the location by email. Oh, of course. Then we're in a barrel of dynamite. Chapter 6. Sunrise over mountains late afternoon. After 3 dirt roads, 2 U-turns, and a cow blocking the way, they arrive. A lone farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. No sign. No cars. Rural silence, thick and menacing. They get out. Banani looks around. This is the course. Ravioli clutches his backpack. Looks more like a chicken training camp to me. Papaia calls the hotline from the email. Recorded voice. This number is not in service. Please send a fax. Igor writes. Chapter 2, Blind Trust and an Itchy Trigger Finger. Just then. A door creaks open. An old man steps out, shirt open at the chest, holding a hunting rifle. What do you want? Hands go up. Banani stammers. We're looking for the course. The old man eyes them for a moment. Then sighs. Oh. Another group. He lowers the gun. Every now and then, some folks show up. Papaia steps forward. Do you know where we need to go? Yeah. Head down to the Feather Cafe, all the way at the end. Ask for Ishio. If he's still around. He turns and goes back inside. Chapter 7. Fog late afternoon. Fog everywhere. Wheat fields line the road, all identical. The GPS hasn't said a word in 10 minutes. Then, between the rows, a shape appears. A low, faded building with a sign half covered in ivy. Banani squints and reads. Hotel. Lasco Seagull. Silence. Just a crow cawing in the distance. Ravioli looks around. Is this a prank? Where's the crew? The cameras. Banani shakes his head. Looks more like a farmhouse someone fled in a hurry. I'm pretty sure the seagull died of mold, adds Ravioli. Papaia says. Enough jokes. It's authentic. Rustic. Igor comments. More than a hotel, it looks like where seagulls go to die. Perfect. If we fire a flare, maybe civil protection will come rescue us. At least here, kidnappers don't need to blindfold you. You couldn't find the exit even if you tried. Welcome to the Lasco Seagull. Breakfast included. Tetanus too. Even the fog has no idea what it's hiding here. So remote, even the mosquitoes asked for a transfer. This place has it all, isolation, humidity, and the name of a crime syndicate. Chapter 8. As they approach the entrance, the fog starts to vibrate. Speaker high volume loud music. A strange blend of 90s motivational beats and gym techno. On the walls, homemade posters printed on regular paper, taped up with masking tape. Change your life now. Think positive, act fast. Warm up your brain, recharge your soul. One is crooked. One's in Comic Sans. One's only half printed. Banani reads aloud, uncertain. Become the CEO of yourself, what does that even mean? Igor looks him over. It means tonight you'll hire yourself. And then fire yourself for underperforming. Papaia stops in front of the door, hands on hips. Tense smile. Eyes glistening. This is it. Chapter 9. Door. They step inside. The air smells like air freshener and cauliflower puree. At the reception desk, a thin, pale man with a few remaining teeth shuffles through a messy stack of papers. Papaia approaches. Good evening. We're here for the course. The receptionist looks up. You're here for TH seminar, right? Sorry. That motivational thing, become something or other. There's 4. Oh yeah, right. Banani nods slowly. I think he's saying yes. The receptionist rattles a bunch of rusty keys. Rosie'll take care. Oh yeah. Rosyy. From the back door appears a large woman in heavy makeup, a leopard print top, and bright fuchsia leggings. Teased up hair with heart-shaped clips. A prominent mole above her lip. Another on her neck. One in a spot you can't quite look at. Come, darlings, she chirps. I'll take you to the little room. Some folks are already waiting. So motivated. No one moves. Ravioli whispers. Why do I feel like we're walking into a human ant trap? Rosie opens the door. A dark hallway. Walls covered in fake brown leather. A flickering light at the end. Igor pulls out his notebook and mutters. Chapter 4, led by Rosie. If this is a kidney theft operation, they made a bad deal with Ravioli. Suspense. Chapter 10. Door. They enter the room. Plastic chairs, beige walls, neon lights. Stale air. About 15 participants. All seated, silent, eyes glazed over. Weathered faces. Empty stares. Hope, crumbled. Retirees in tracksuits. Housewives clutching planners. Young unemployed with dark circles and empty backpacks. One is secretly nibbling a cracker. Then, he arrives. Microphone. The coach. Black suit, blinding smile, headset mic. Walks like the room is a stadium. Welcome. You're here because you want change. And you will change. All it takes is willpower. Scattered applause. A housewife is already crying. Then he raises his hand. It's time for the official course anthem. Everyone, stand up. Everyone rises. A MIDI track begins to play. Musical notes. We're ready to soar away. Into success and harmony. Even though results may vary depending on individual effort and are not guaranteed by the organizers. We will make it. Yes, we will make it. Musical notes. Silence. No one dares to comment. The coach beams. Perfect. Now head to your rooms. Wake up call is 5:45 a.m. Success doesn't sleep much. Igor, already half turned around, mutters. And neither do we. Chapter 11. Hotel. The room perfectly matches its name. Hotel Lasco Seagull. Broken beds. Damp walls. Blankets rough as cardboard. A crooked painting shows a seagull with a remorseful expression. They sleep poorly. But wake up on time. At 6 o'clock, they're in the breakfast room. On a table. A packet of crumbled toast slices. A jar of jam stuck to the tray. A handwritten sign, breakfast included, 1 per person, ... Ravioli reads the date. Expired. By a month. The waiter, leaning against the wall, laughs loudly. Banani turns around. Excuse me, what's so funny? The waiter wipes a tear away. I've seen plenty like you. Hope in your eyes, small backpack, switched off brain. They all get scammed. Every month there's a new one. Sometimes entire groups. Once, even a curling team showed up. Papaia shakes his head. It's not a scam. It's just the beginning of change. Igor, holding a toast slice. If change starts with diarrhea, then yeah, we're on the right track. Chapter 12. Door 7 a.m. Everyone gathers in the main hall. Actually, it's a converted garage, oil-stained floor, half-closed metal shutter, folding chairs, a humming projector. The coach climbs onto a pallet platform. Mic on. Ready, smile. Welcome to the day that will change your life. Brief theatrical pause. Then continues. Our method rests on two pillars, theory and practice. He paces back and forth like he's on a Broadway stage. You'll learn the theory from me. The practice, from yourselves. Confused looks among the participants. Each practical session will be a test. To truly motivate you, you'll have to bet €100 on yourselves. Murmurs in the room. If you pass the test, you get the money back. If you fail, the money goes to me. He smiles. After all, how much is your desire to change worth? Papaia nods, inspired. Banani swallows hard. Ravioli checks if he actually brought his wallet. Igor looks at the peeling wall and comments. So either we learn something, or we fund his swimming pool. Chapter 13. Microphone first test, success is trust in the team. The coach proclaims. Trust is the first step to success. Either you rely on your team, or you fall. He points to the stage. A backward fall. The others catch you. If they catch you, you pass the test. If not, €100. Everyone lines up. Each hands a bill to the coach before climbing up. One participant whispers. Wasn't this supposed to be a course, not a pawn shop? Igor looks at the line and comments dryly. We still have time to run. But only if we're faster than the retirees. Coach. Form teams of 4. The first ones pass. Papaia dives like he's on stage. Banani, Ravioli, and Igor catch him. Banani's turn. He closes his eyes, falls, and is caught just in time. Weak applause. Then comes Ravioli. Feet on the edge of the stage. Eyes wide open. 150 kilos of anxiety. He jumps. Igor steps aside. A dull thud. Ravioli stays on the floor, silent, staring into space. The coach approaches. Sorry. Test failed. €100 each. Papaia approaches, shocked. Igor. Why didn't you catch him? Igor, unfazed. Better a wallet lighter by €100, than 150 kilos of ravioli on my ribs. Shortly after, the coach reappears among the participants with a bag full of bills. Congratulations everyone. As promised, those who pass the test, get their €100 back. He hands them out with broad smiles, pats on the back, and random motivational phrases. Then he stops in front of Papaia, Banani, Ravioli, and Igor. He looks at all 4, silently. In an affected tone, he says just one sentence. In success, as in life, those who fall don't always get back up with money in their pockets. And moves on. Chapter 14. Hot beverage coffee break. Broken vending machine. In a corner, a lukewarm thermos and some plastic cups. The mood, like the coffee, watered down. Ravioli approaches another small group of participants. They exchange a few words. All wearing the same face, tired, uncertain, hopeful out of habit. A lady says she sold her silverware to pay for the course. A young man says his mother gave it to him, to shake him up. Another is there because he saw it in a video with epic music. Then someone breaks the mood. Does it seem normal to you to pay to fall off a stage? Another adds. I searched online, and found nothing about this coach. Nothing official. Meanwhile, Igor quietly walks away. You see him walking down the corridor, following the coach who nervously exits through a side door. He stops behind the wall. He eavesdrops. The coach is on the phone. His voice changes from motivator to a desperate man. Yes, I know. I said I had the money. I just need 2 more days, okay? 2. No, I didn't make anything disappear. I'm working. I have a class full of motivated idiots. If I sell the second package, I'll break even. I swear. Igor's eyes widen. He pulls out his notebook. Writes a single line. Chapter 6, The Motivational Millionaire, Drowning in Debt Up to the Seagull. Chapter 15. Microphone second test, Success is Endurance. The coach steps on stage with televangelist energy. Life is full of obstacles. Success is knowing how to walk over them. Behind him, 2 assistants push a blue barrel. Faded label, inside, broken glass. The coach tips it over on stage. A sharp crash. Shards, fragments, pieces everywhere. Who wants to excel, walks over it. Dazzling smile. Who stops, loses everything. Direct hit rules. €100 to participate. If you walk across the glass, you get the money back. If you stop or fall, you lose it. Line up. 1 by 1. Unreal silence. The coach grabs each participant's hand. Guides them step by step. Warning: the first slips. Deep cut. €100 lost. A lady cries, staggers, quits. Lost. Banani moves forward. Gritting teeth. Few cuts. He makes it. Papaia focuses. Eyes closed. Walks like on clouds. He makes it too. Ravioli tries. Third step. Yells. Falls to his knees. The coach calls for medical help. Adhesive bandage. 2 medics carry him away on a stretcher chair. Ravioli whispers. Endurance, my foot. While everyone watches, Igor silently approaches the deposit table. Finds his envelope. Opens it. Inside, his €100. He takes it. Closes it. Returns to his seat. No one notices. Only he writes quietly. Chapter 7, Endurance is holding tight to your money. Chapter 16. It's lunchtime. The coach announces that lunch is not included in the course, but for those interested, he offers a packed lunch for €20, 1 sandwich and a fruit juice. The participants glance at each other, surprised and resigned. Ravioli secretly opens his suitcase and pulls out a few forgotten mini pizzas, a small treasure hidden among course papers and books. On stage, meanwhile, a few staff members are assembling a large metal structure that looks like some kind of trap or equipment for an extreme challenge. Whispers of rebellion start to circulate among the participants. Someone quietly talks about taking their money back by force, or at least organizing a collection to leave all together. Meanwhile, Igor slips away and follows the coach through a side door. He secretly listens in on the phone call. Yeah, I said I'd pay it off by tomorrow. But I need more time, I haven't cashed in yet. The voice is tense, desperate. Igor takes out his phone and records a silent video, capturing the man speaking like someone already broke. When the coach hangs up, Igor mutters. He's not paying off those debt-selling packed lunches. That fruit juice has more sugar than all his promises put together. If success tastes like this, I'll pass. The coach said he was a millionaire. Yeah, a millionaire in debt. A true failure guru. Chapter 17. In the afternoon, the room has changed. On stage, they've installed a chain hanging from the ceiling long, swaying with a black iron ball the size of a watermelon dangling at the end. The participants stare at it in silence, tense. Igor looks at it and murmurs. There. He's going to hypnotize us all. Then he'll make us sign a mortgage. The coach steps onto the stage, stands in the center, and raises a hand. This is a pendulum. But it's not just physics. It's faith. He explains the difference between believing that and believing in. Believing that the pendulum won't hit me, that's reason. Believing in this principle, that's deep trust. Then he points to the chain. The ball cannot go beyond the point from which it was released. Why? Because energy disperses. The swing weakens with every pass. He positions himself. Silence. Then he lifts the pendulum with both hands, slowly, until the ball is just a hand's width from his nose. Total silence. Then he lets go. The ball swings, rushes away with force, then comes back. It whooshes past his face. Stops. Doesn't hit him. He hasn't moved an inch. Success works the same way, he says calmly. If you trust, you stay still. If you're afraid, you flinch, and it hits you. Then he turns to the audience. Challenge yourselves. Test your limits. 100 euros. If you stay still, you get it back. If you move, you lose it. The murmurs return. The ball keeps swinging slow, heavy, relentless. Igor takes his notebook and writes without looking. Chapter 8, When Success Hits You in the Face. Chapter 18. The test begins. One by one, they go up on stage. The first ones hesitate. The ball swings, slow and precise. Some flinch at the last moment. 100 euros lost. Others stand firm. They tremble, sweat, but hold their ground. The pendulum brushes past them. Light applause, a few sighs of relief. Papaia steps up confidently. He smiles. Eyes shining. This is my moment. Total trust. He stands perfectly still. The coach lifts the pendulum, positions it right in front of his face, and lets go. The ball swings out, and comes back. Just as it returns, the bar holding the chain shifts just slightly. A vibration. No one notices in time. The ball smashes into Papaia's face. Crack. A sharp noise. Papaia drops into a seated position. Nose bleeding, eyes full of confusion. Was that part of the test? The room erupts. Shouts, protests. Give us our money back. This is dangerous. He said it was safe. The coach raises his hands. Calm down. Calm down. Just a freak incident. I'll prove it's safe. He gets back on stage. Takes the ball. Positions himself firm, proud. Let's go. The ball swings. Comes back. Bam. Another crack, even sharper. The coach falls backward, clutching his nose. He doesn't speak. Just bleeds. Silence. Then chaos. Many participants rush the deposit table. Grab envelopes, shout, storm out the door. Some, however, stay. Standing confused, bruised but eyes burning. Benani watches the scene and murmurs. I think, we're getting closer to enlightenment. Igor shuts his notebook. We're getting closer to the hospital, more like. Chapter 19. In a corner of the room, Papaia has toilet paper stuffed in his nose and an expression caught between pain and determination. Benani stares at him, horrified. Are you insane? We need to get out of here. Ravioli chews on a mini pizza with a dark expression. I don't want to die motivated. Igor stays silent. He looks at Papaia, then at the stage, then back at Papaia. Finally, he exhales. It's about to happen. The coach, nose swollen and gauze crooked, gets back on his feet. His eyes are watery. His tone, more solemn than ever. Not every plan works out, he says, nasally. But only those with courage and perseverance push forward. Only those who fall and get back up can win. A round of applause rises from the few who stayed. Weak. Sincere, or maybe just tired. The coach raises an arm. And now, a role model for all of us. He points at Papaia. He broke his nose, but not his spirit. Papaia stumbles onto the stage, like a war hero. The coach grabs his hand and lifts it toward the audience. This is a winner. Igor takes a breath and comments without looking up from his notebook. The line between brave and foolish is so thin, sometimes you trip over it and smash your nose. Chapter 20. The room is now empty, except for a transparent tank full of water. Tall, glossy, lit by spotlights. Next to it, a small table holds some handcuffs, a metal lever, and a digital timer. The coach, nose still swollen and voice muffled, steps closer and announces. Today's test is called cold blood. Because success doesn't forgive panic. He explains the principle: the participant will be handcuffed at the wrists, then lowered into the tank. Once inside, they'll need to stretch and activate a lever to unlock the cuff. 2 minutes on the clock. Then he demonstrates the trick. Everyone gets to try it out of the water. Just stretch an arm, feel for the lever, pull. Easy. Outside the tank, everyone succeeds. Even Papaia, with a crooked nose and a dripping bandage. Banani smiles nervously. Ravioli chews the last mini pizza, Igor observes in silence. Ravioli's turn comes. The coach looks at him seriously. Ready to face yourself? Ravioli sighs. If I lose another €100, I hope I drown before the receipt prints. They cuff him. Clip the monocles to his wrists, gently guide him up the ladder. The few people left hold their breath. Igor leans over to Banani and whispers. Who filled the tank? I hope it wasn't the coach. He's worse with water than with accounting. The coach starts the timer. Ravioli is submerged. 2 minutes. Eyes wide open. Feet kicking in the water. His hand searches blindly for the lever. Touches it, misses, tries again. Time ticks by. Igor grabs his notebook. Starts to write. Then stops. Stares straight at the tank. Suspense. Chapter 21. Ravioli is submerged in the tank, chained up, pale as the mozzarella he ate for breakfast. He searches for the lever, but his hands are shaking. His heartbeat speeds up. Panic swallows him whole. Suddenly, the coach's phone vibrates. He glances at it. The name on the screen makes him go pale. Just a second. He drops everything and vanishes down the hallway, while Ravioli thrashes against the tank glass, eyes wide open. Banani screams. He's losing it. He's losing it. Papaia and Banani pull him out with all their strength. Ravioli collapses on the floor, dripping, gasping like he just came back from a shipwreck. No more. No more courses, no more tests. Just give me a blanket and a pizza. Meanwhile, Igor has followed the coach down the hallway. He finds him behind a half-open door, leaning against the wall, phone glued to his ear. The voice on the other end is loud enough to hear from a distance. The widow talked. They're coming for you. Run. The coach is beet red. But I've got nothing left. I'm working, I swear. I just need 2 more sign-ups, then I'll bounce back. This course is my last shot. The voice. Run now. While you still can. The coach opens a window at the back of the room and makes his escape. Igor films everything. Then he jots down in his notebook, dry as ever. Chapter 9, The Motivation, to Run. Chapter 22. Time passes. The coach doesn't come back. The participants start whispering, glancing around, asking questions. Ravioli has wrapped himself in an old blanket he found under a chair and mutters insults through clenched teeth. Papaia checks his watch. Banani nervously scrolls through his phone gallery. Igor steps onto the stage. He grabs the microphone. Small change of plans. The coach bailed. A murmur ripples through the room. Banani walks over to the projector, turns it on, plugs in his phone, and starts showing the videos. The coach promising safety. The coach running away. The coach confessing his debts. The phone call about the scammed widow. The faces in the audience shift. Anger. Shock. Humiliation. Some stand up to leave. But they don't make it. The door bursts open. 2 uniformed officers. Behind them, more men in plain clothes. Police. Nobody move. Everyone freezes. Mr. Gianmario Trambusto, known as Coach G, is wanted for aggravated fraud against a 60-year-old widow. We know he was here. We want to know where he went. Silence. Until someone talks, no one leaves the building. Meanwhile, somewhere out in the yellow wheat fields and tall grass, the coach is running full speed, stumbling over clumps of dirt, crooked-nosed, shirt flapping open. The sun sets. The fog rises. Igor's voice over. He wanted to teach us how to run toward success. But it looks like he picked the wrong direction. Turns out, his real motivation was outrunning the plainclothes cops. He promised to change our lives. But in the end, he only changed his address. Chapter 23. 1 week later. The office is still the same. Crooked desks, flickering neon lights, and the coffee machine leaking again. Papaia is back. Crooked nose, bandage down the middle, proud look in his eyes. Banani limps around in a pair of padded slippers. Ravioli only drinks through a straw and eyes every faucet with suspicion. The boss watches them in mute contempt. Then explodes. What the heck happened to you this time? Silence. Papaia clears his throat. I saw another course. It's about success and inner grow. No. In unison. Igor looks up from his notebook, stares at each of them in turn. And closes. Now I know what I want from life, an office with no pendulums. Chapter 24. Office, coffee break. Paco watches them silently as they talk. The tank. The pendulum. The broken glass. The coach running through the fields. The €100 lost. The broken nose. The fear of water. At the end, Ravioli sums it up. And all this, just to become better people. Paco sets down his coffee cup. He looks at each of them in turn. Then speaks, calm and steady. We all want a better life. And we do have to work for it. But if we place our trust only in ourselves, or in someone promising a breakthrough, it'll all fall apart eventually. When you trust in God instead, you're never let down. Scripture puts it clearly. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Proverbs 16:3, NIV. God has a plan for each of us. He gave us talents and abilities not to chase empty dreams, but for something greater. And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through Him. Colossians 3:17, NIV. Everything we do only has real value when it's for His glory. Even our work. Even how we handle setbacks. Even a course. Even a coffee break. As Paul says. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. Do not cause anyone to stumble, whether Jews, Greeks or the Church of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31, 32, NIV. Silence. Papaia stares out the window. Banani takes notes. Ravioli opens a mini pizza reverently. Igor closes his notebook. No one says I found another course. For once, they actually listen.